Well, my name is Bobby Keene. Been living in the community since 1994. Had an opportunity to be at the hospital for 20 years in the administrative department there, and had a chance to work with a lot of really great people, have a family and one grandson. So to be able to improve the health status not only of Hancock County but the state of Indiana, and to get those healthcare costs down, we've saved a lot of dollars, and we have saved people a lot of pain and suffering. And that's what's important, is saving people the pain and suffering that they have to go through when they've got cancer or when they've got heart disease or whatever. There was a tipping point in my whole thought process, and that was that one day I was walking down the hall through our medical office building that's on the south side of the hospital. And as I was walking down the hall, I noticed this lady trying to come through the doors. She was on a walker, and she had an oxygen tank slung over her shoulder. And I kept watching her because she looked like she was going to fall. And I finally ran over to her because I just knew she was going to fall any minute. Even though she was on a walker, she was still teetering back and forth and didn't look like she had a very good balance. And I ran over to her and I helped her get her to sit down on a bench there in the lobby of the medical office building. And when she got sit down and could get her breath, because she was gasping for breath, and when she sat down and we got her sit down, and she finally caught her breath enough that she was able, under her voice, to say, and she started crying, and she said, "I wish to God I had never smoked." And that was actually the tipping point for me, because I knew that then we had to do something to try to address that problem. As I remember back to those days, I think the one positive thing that has been probably the reason that we've been as successful as we have been is because it was a grassroots kind of effort. You provided the leadership for that, but I remember going to a lot of annual meetings, and I was always shocked at the people that were there. I mean, if you looked at it, it was a community effort. It wasn't just, one or two people. It was a community effort. And you'd look around the room and you would see law enforcement. You'd see all the schools there. You'd see the volunteers who themselves, in some cases, had been tobacco users and had quit and had decided that they wanted to volunteer for the effort. You'd see business and industry there. So it was really a grassroots kind of effort that got started with the coalition. And I think that's why it was successful. In some counties around the state of Indiana, after the money sort of dried up, after the state legislature decided they were going to take the money to use it to balance the state budget and those kind of things, a lot of the county coalitions just ceased to exist. But that didn't happen in Hancock County. We were able to, through your leadership and through the leadership of the coalition, continue that effort, and there's just been a lot of success as a result of that.